Housing inventory is up relatively from the lows we've recently seen. The number of sales are down and interest rates were held at 5% by the Bank of Canada this week. And so all of this has continued to push prices down. But how much? Stay tuned to find out as we go over your November 2023 Toronto market update. Let's go. The average price across the GTA in October was almost $1,126,000. And now in November, the average is $1,082,179, down 3.89%, which may not seem like that much on its own, but it is actually the highest price decrease that we've ever seen in a November to date. The average price drop from an October to a November is just under 0.5%. So to see an almost 4% drop is kind of a big deal. And to carry on with the numbers, sales are down 8.82% from a month earlier to 4,236. The number of new listings are also down 26.76% to 10,545. Yes, it's normal at this time of year to see less new listings, which I'll talk more about in a minute. Number of active listings are also down 14.23% to 16,759 in November. Because there's traditionally less people listing their home in November, spring and fall being the higher activity times of the year, and so moving in towards the holidays, less people tend to list, and people who haven't sold, and here's the important part, don't need to sell, are just taking their homes off the market. So the price drop we're seeing is from people who actually did need to sell and therefore are selling for whatever they can get. Obviously, some are likely taking a loss. As I mentioned, the number of total sales is historically down. So less sales in general and people needing to sell, it's given us a bigger than normal price drop. Now, the average price is actually basically the same as it was this time last year. So essentially any gains that were made in 2023 or since this time last year have disappeared. But have we seen the bottom? Good question. Inventory is up, again, relative to the historic lows that we've seen. It's actually down a little bit now, but the number of sales are down. Interest rates were held at 5%, like I said, by the Bank of Canada this week. So all of this has, like I said, pushed prices down. But not that much, really. One would expect that prices could have gone much lower considering the circumstances, but they are down. And since the rate hold, there's a lot of speculation as to when rates will actually be cut. Some are saying that by March 2024, we may start to see actual rate cuts. Nobody can say for sure, but one thing that I can confidently say is that once it does start happening, that will be it for price decreases. We will then see a flood of buyers who've been sitting on the sidelines rush into the market, which will drive prices back up. And I understand the common thought that lower rates will make houses more affordable, right? But while that feels like it makes sense, the fact is, like I said, the announcement of lower rates, even by 25 basis points, is going to make everyone think affordability just went up. But the outcome of so many people deciding to take action at the same time is going to increase prices. Supply and demand. I will caveat the rate talk with, for those who aren't familiar, the Bank of Canada affects the variable rate mortgages. While fixed rates are dictated by the bond market, they've actually been trending lower already after a bit of a recent spike. Though banks are less quickly to adjust the fixed rates down with the fluctuation of the bond yield, just be aware that we may start to see more of a decrease in fixed rates as well, which will also affect the number of people coming into the housing market. So I've been saying this a lot recently, there is opportunity out there. If, and it's a big if you're ready and willing to buy. If this does sound like you, feel free to book a call using my link below, and I'd be happy to have a chat. And if you're not sure where you stand, then I do recommend speaking to a mortgage broker to find out if you are in a position to buy right now. I know the holidays are coming, but if getting a home is important to you and you want to beat the crowd, start having these conversations now. Don't wait till January. Don't say I didn't warn you. Till next time, stay well and stay hungry.